That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday Fun Day, and we are live in the alley with Billy Trazinski and Josh Savali. Let's go, Buffalo! It's Sunday afternoon here in the alley. The 12th man is you at downtown Brucon Valley. Prognostication, hilarious jokes. Grab your beer, we're so glad you're here. Well, I'm in the alley first. Oh, no!
Bills, Ravens, live in the alley. Josh is out ill today. We wish him the best and a speedy recovery from influenza A, allegedly. But I'm pretty sure he's got the flu. So hopefully he heals up quick. And, like I saw a fox today out on the snowmobile trail. It was cool as hell. Have you ever seen a fox?
Yes.
You've never seen a fox?
No.
It's just
I live in town.
So do we.
That's where I saw it running through town. Seriously.
It's a small, long dog with a short little. They're dogs, I believe.
I know, but they're like a combination.
Yeah, a cat dog.
Yeah.
Remember the cartoon Cat Dog?
Yes.
Anyway,
That's not what it looked like, though.
no cats or dogs today, just buffaloes and ravens, the smartest of the birds. The Bills, as we all predicted, Josh, once again, got to give them props. The Bills are going to score 30 points. And boy, did they ever. 31-7 thrashing of the Broncos last week. After the first drive from Denver, it was all over from there. The Bills were, other than that drive, were excellent. Taking the number one defense in the NFL pretty much to town. Moving the ball at will. Allen was great. James Cook, first 100-yard rushing game by a Bill since 1995. Thurman over Miami. First playoff game for the Bills. Combined 200 yards rushing, over 200 yards passing since the same game. 95 playoffs against Miami. So, take your good defense and shove it, I guess. I mean, that's what they're going to face today is another really good defense in Baltimore. But they proved last week we can shake you and we can play ball control against a good defense. And they did. Allen was masterful, 272 yards, couple tutties. A hell of a play to Ty Johnson, who is averaging almost a running back record yards per reception for this season, which is insane. And he's right up there with the likes of Marshall Faulk, those kind of cats in just getting down the field. And, oh, by the way, on third down, I can pass catch or I can pass protect. Or you want to hand it to James Cook. He can just bounce around for 6 to 8 yards of carry. Just dominant last week in that fashion for the Bills. Defensively, yes, rookie quarterback held Bo Nix in check after the first drive. Second half for the Broncos was just abysmal. Bo Nix, I think 50% completion percentage and like 48 yards. I mean, the Bills really put the clamps on the Broncos in the second half on their way to I want to say bone-crushing win, but the scorecard kind of says it. 31-7, baby. Booyah. Sorry, there's a lot of snow. Another note from last week. Get these out here. In the midst of that win, Josh Allen ties the likes of Peyton Manning, Kurt Warner, and Joe Montana, the most playoff games with a 135 or better passer rating. So once again, playoff Josh shows up when you need him. He's really good when the pressure's on. And once again, last week, we talked about it. A lot of people did last week. The Denver defense is really good and had been really good. And last week, they were not really good. Either that or the Bills were just that good. And both can be true. But I feel like the Bills, leading up to probably thinking that Baltimore was going to be this week's opponent, which they were right about, need to put on a little bit of a show and say, hey, don't forget about us over here. We know Baltimore has been maybe the best team in football the last 6 weeks, but we're also pretty good. Coming into this matchup, Jimmer, I'm sorry. This is Jimmer, I'm sorry, part one. Bills, Ravens, last play of the playoffs 3 years ago. If you remember in Orchard Park, a COVID year, 6,000 fans in attendance for Taron Johnson's pick six to pretty much seal the game up for the Bills' victory. The Bills and Ravens this season, Bills, 30.9 points a game. The Ravens right behind him, 30.5 points per game. Two scoring offense. There's the boo. Yeah, I did it. Two scoring offenses coming into this game, both pretty good defenses. Baltimore's, like I said, has had a top defense the last couple of weeks. Their passing defense made a 180 in the middle of the season. They were horrible to start the year against the pass. Now they've moved Marlon Humphrey around in the defensive backfield. They've made some adjustments, a rookie starting at corner, and it's worked out great for them. They're physical. They're tough on both sides of the ball. So we'll see. I mean, it's kind of a pretty big clash. Pretty much a primetime game in the divisional round on a Sunday evening at 6:30. It's going to be cold outside. One other thing to note before we get into more about Baltimore. Over the last 7 seasons, so from 2018 to 2024, the most wins in the NFL without reaching the Super Bowl in that chasm of games. The Ravens have 81 wins. The Bills have 83. The top 2 teams, most wins without reaching the Super Bowl in the last 7 seasons. Yuck. I mean, look at the teams who have made the Super Bowl with fewer wins. The Bengals, the Rams, yuck, the Eagles. And although the Eagles have been winning a lot of games, they're right up there in this top. They're in like 3rd or 4th position in this number. But you can do everything you want during the regular season. You can win 13, 14 games a year and be at the top. But you got to make the next hump. The winner of this game goes to KC. That's the next biggest hurdle. But today it's, you lining up against the other you. I mean, as far as offense and defense, 2 really, really good teams in the AFC, maybe the 2 best. I mean, it's hard to discredit KC in the playoffs, but these might be the 2 best teams in the NFL. I mean, we got to see what the Rams and Philly do today. They're going to play, the winner of that game is going to play Washington next week. I mean, the Commanders, look at the Lions last night. Means nothing. Come the playoffs. You turn the ball over, boom. This is a combination of the most touchdowns scored and fewest giveaways ever in the NFL to meet in the playoffs. Both the Bills and the Ravens, I think a total of 300 combined touchdowns. They're in the 150 range, 130 to 150 range. Fewest giveaways combined by both offenses. That's the most to meet ever in the playoffs between these 2 teams. I mean, the teams don't turn over the ball. They score a lot of points. So we're in for a show, or not. or we might be boned. I think that's the way a lot of people are seeing it going is, well, it's Baltimore. They're bully ball, and they're more physical than the Bills. The Bills roll out 6 offensive linemen with Alec Anderson and push people all over the football field. And that's what they did last week. Denver didn't stand a chance. Whether it was running or passing, the Bills played bully ball last week. You're facing a different bully this week. Offensively with the Ravens, with obviously Lamar and Derrick Henry and Jean-Luc Picard and Isaiah Likely. Like, they got big dudes. We got big dudes too. Make Lamar throw the football. We'll get into that later. In the playoffs, force him to throw the football, you're going to win. If they can hang on to the football and run it, and you can't stop the run, either it's Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson, you're probably going to lose. Make Lamar throw. We'll go from there. So without further ado, more about those very smart birds. It's time for Jives with Jimmer.
It's time for Jive with Jim.
Oops. So equipment adjustment there.
I need a new one for next year.
Oh, yeah. Jets need a lot of new things for next year.
Welcome, Jimmer. Welcome to the alley.
Good to be here on this snowy Sunday.
Yeah, better than rain.
Ready to talk some smart birds?
Smart birds it is.
All right. After splitting their 2 matchups in the regular season, AFC North champs and number 3 seed Baltimore hosted Pittsburgh last week in the wildcard round. Game total domination by Ravens in the first half. Baltimore outgained Pittsburgh on offense 304 yards to 49.
In the first half.
Yes.
Ew.
Leading to a 21-0 Ravens halftime lead. Steelers showed some life in the third quarter. They outscored the Ravens 14-7. No scoring by either team in the fourth quarter. Ravens cruised to a 28-14 lead.
It looked like it could have gotten a little shaky for the Ravens
In that third quarter.
Punched back. They punched right back with Henry, but there was a point there. Pittsburgh was attacking the outside and
Yes,
getting
they were.
down the field.
Yep.
Maybe a little clue in for the Bills game plan later. Maybe not.
Main story for Baltimore, you mentioned bully ball. Derrick Henry, Baltimore franchise record, playoff record of 186 yards on 26 carries, along with 2 TDs. Lamar Jackson, 81 yards on 15 carries. The combined 267 yards between the two, most in a playoff game for a duo since Colin Kaepernick and Frank Gore. They combined for an even 300 yards rushing for San Fran in a 2012 divisional round 45-30 win over Green Bay.
I say that's the famous Green Bay game. Yeah. That was a good game.
While the total of 299 yards rushing for a team was also a Ravens franchise playoff record.
Which is kind of surprising because of their history.
Yeah.
You know, they've been that team.
Ball control. They never had dynamic receivers.
No. And their dynamic receiver is more than likely not playing tonight.
We will touch on that in a bit. When you look at the full season, Henry's 1,921 yards rushing, second only to Saquon Barkley's 2005. Lamar Jackson, 915, led all QBs in the regular season.
They almost had 2,000-yard rushers between a quarterback and a running back.
Yes.
Wow. It's crazy.
League-leading rushing game was the backbone of Baltimore, getting to the division round of the playoffs, third time in 5 years. Today's game, we talked about it a little bit, rematch of Week 4, Monday night meeting when the Ravens gave the Bills worst defeat of the season, 35-10. Not only was this the lowest scoring of the season for the Bills most lopsided loss since losing at Tennessee 42-16 in Week 5 of 2020.
Also, Josh Allen's third
worst
margin
home.
of victory, yeah.
Now, granted, I'm surprised you didn't mention this. The Bills had a rash of injuries on their defense.
We're getting there.
Rash.
Getting there, yes.
But the Ravens outgained the Bills 427 yards to 236. I get that Buffalo's D was depleted. Offense kind of a no-show. I mean, every team's going to have a bad game here and there. Josh Allen for the season sacked the least amount of times, 14, but 3 of them came against the Ravens.
Yeah.
Looking at the Ravens offense, since their Week 14 bye week, gotten more productive. Prior to the bye, Ravens averaged 25 points per game. On their 5 games since, 32.6. 28 points last week, lowest output in that stretch. For comparison's sake, Buffalo had an 8-game streak of scoring 30 points or more. Finished second in the league in scoring with 525 points. Baltimore, 1 touchdown behind at 518.
Yeah, suck it.
Over on the D, you mentioned Marlon Humphrey. Well, the main story was the use, or you could say the misuse, of safety Kyle Hamilton.
Yes, Notre Damer.
Yes. To start the season, the Ravens played Hamilton as a slot cornerback. Weeks 1 through 10, the Ravens allowed an average of 25.6 points per game and were 25th or worse in third down defense, total defense, and scoring defense.
Wow.
Week 11, they moved Hamilton back to safety. Since then, points allowed dropped from an average of 25.6 to just over 15 points per game. While week 11 on, I said previously they were 25th or worse, number 1 in third down defense, total defense, and scoring defense.
Kyle Hamilton plays a lot akin to Ed Reed in that, and yes, it's a different defense, but that for that team, Ed Reed, like the ball hawk, the seeker, a hard hitter, a great vision, being back in the safety position. He since that move back to safety, you just nailed it. He's been excellent.
Defense has shown marked improvement.
Yep.
Now, everyone is in agreement. MVP. MVP is down between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Comparing the two, you brought this up. Bills averaged 30.9 points per game with Allen at the helm. Jackson, 30.5. Point differential, Bills plus 157, Baltimore plus 157. Allen, 41 total touchdowns, 3,731 passing yards, 531 rush yards, 6 interceptions. Jackson, 45 total touchdowns, 4,172 passing yards, 915 rushing yards, 4 interceptions. Bills, 13-4. Baltimore, 12-5.
Ooh.
Allen, first quarterback with the combination of at least 25 touchdown passes, 10 rush touchdowns, and fewer than 10 interceptions. whereas Jackson, first quarterback with 40 or more touchdown passes and 5 or fewer interceptions.
Uh-huh.
MVP determined by regular season. But in last week's game versus Pittsburgh, Jackson became the all-time playoff quarterback rushing leader with 602 yards.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, Josh Allen said, anything you can do, I can do better, as Allen took the lead, 609 yards.
Uh-huh. Who's number 3?
That would be Steve Young.
Yeah. How many?
600 and even 600.
594, I
That
had.
was close.
Boo!
Yeah. Injuries for today, and you alluded to this. We start and end with wide receiver Zay Flowers. Flowers led Baltimore in receiving this year, also the first wide receiver in franchise history to be named to the Pro Bowl. He missed a wild card game last week with a knee injury, which he suffered in the season finale, and he is listed as doubtful today, not expected to play. So, Bills need to key on Rashad Bateman. Specifically, and this is kind of a Captain Obvious statement, Bills need to keep Bateman out of the end zone.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yay!
this will explain it. In games this year where Bateman has not caught a touchdown pass,
Uh-huh.
Ravens are 4-5. When he has caught a touchdown pass, including last week's wildcard game, Ravens are 9-0.
Nice that.
Boy, if he scores the first touchdown for him, I'm just going to cry.
In the kicking game, Ravens have 13-year veteran Justin Tucker. Now, we talked about this back in week 4.
Right.
Still the most all-time accurate kicker in the league at 89.1%. He's been pretty much automatic on extra points as he's gone 60 for 62. But on field goals, he's 22 for 30, a percentage of 73.3, which is basically, I looked at it, about 4th worst in the league.
And it's almost ghastly to watch him miss one. You're in
You're
such
so
shock.
used to him
Yeah,
hitting
just-
everything.
Automatic or whatever the word is. But when you watch him miss one, you're like, what the hell's wrong with him? You know,
And the last thing I had, you mentioned already, only one playoff meeting ever. Bills won 17-3 divisional round, January 16th, 2021. That's it for Baltimore.
Jimmer,
Yes,
did you know
maybe.
that the Raven, not only being one of the smartest birds on the planet, albeit maybe the smartest, the Tiki Raven, that the
Whoa.
Raven is also, for the bird its size, the heaviest bird in its class, if you will.
I did not know that.
3.2 pounds average weight. That's a think
That's
about
a big bird.
Think about a 3-pound hammer that you might have in your garage or something at home. I mean, it's got some girth to it.
That flies too.
Yeah.
The hammer or
Classification the same as boxing.
Yes. Yeah. Kid Milwaukee. That's the name of my bird. He fights Joe New York.
Kid
Oh,
Milwaukee.
what-
All right.
No, it's from Naked Gun, and they go on and on and on
Oh,
about the guys from.
Yeah.
Jimmer.
Yes.
Now, back quickly to touch on the MVP conversation. Now, Scott Reynolds and I were speaking about this the other day. Now, you look at last year,
Mm-hmm.
Lamar won his second MVP, as everyone knows. His stats were inferior to that of Josh Allen. This year, Allen's stats are not as good as
Touch
Jackson.
below, but still very significant.
Scott brought up a pretty good point. The Bills have 2 Pro Bowlers on the team this year
Mhm.
and 1 All-Pro. Josh Allen, second team All-Pro. Only Pro Bowlers, not being non-alternates are Josh Allen and left tackle Deion Dawkins, who's just amazing this season, and the whole offensive line. 8 Pro Bowlers on Baltimore and 4 All-Proers. All-Proers?
Proers,
Sure. All-Pro selections for first or second team.
aka proers.
Correct. I would think. So, in your opinion, and it has not, and take the stats right out of it. When it comes down to, if we're talking most valuable player in the NFL, does it mean anything to you that the Bills had less accolades from surrounding players than the Ravens did?
Yes, it does. And I do believe we discussed this in Q&A with Double A a week or so ago.
Right.
And yeah, I would put Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson. Not to sell James Cook short, but Lamar Jackson has Derrick Henry.
Yes.
James Cook had a great year as well.
Yeah.
Receiver wise, got to look at it. Baltimore, Zay Flowers made the Pro Bowl.
Yep.
None
None of the Bills did. Right.
Tight end, Mark Andrews, I would put him up a notch above Dalton Kincaid or
Sure.
Dawson Knox.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that Lamar has better weapons,
Right.
and Raven lost one game more than Buffalo did.
Right.
So yeah, I'd go with Josh Allen.
And also, like, to be fair to Lamar, I don't want to take away the fact that he has all those guys around him. If you're an MVP, you also amplify the players around you. And he amplifies Derrick Henry, amplifies Bateman and Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. But if you're Josh Allen and you're amplifying Mac Hollins, I mean, you talked about I'm sorry, I'm going to forget who you just talked about that has a touchdown.
Rashad Bateman.
So when Bateman scores, they do better. Earlier in the season for the Bills, when Hollins had 2 or more targets in a game, those are the games they lost. And then Hollins ends up being their leading touchdown receiver. And the Dye family, everybody. All right.
Kansas City in the house.
Oh, they got
All
their
right.
Chiefs gear on. They represent. And we're okay with that because they come.
You guys.
Thank you. We love you too.
Thank you.
They frequent Janet and Downtown Brew down here. And, we like that they choose us, the stinking Chiefs fans. Screw them. Anyway, but yeah, Josh Allen is amplifying lesser talent to a higher degree, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do the MVP argument all night long. It's just fun to have. It's fun to have a guy who's that good and come into a game like today with 2 teams who have 2 of the maybe 3 best quarterbacks in football. How does it get any better? And the winner gets to play the best guy in football. Stinking Chiefs. Oh, and the refs. We could do that all day long.
First call I could go with. That second call was terrible.
Oh, the one where the 2 Texans guys hit each other's helmets?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, boo on that. Ugh. And then Kelsey shows up in the playoffs. Good Lord. Where they have 16 touchdowns they have between the 2?
You're
But
talking
Mahomes to Kelsey in the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs.
They have
something
like
that.
16. I think that's.
Let's not talk about that.
I think it's
Talk about them
good.
next week.
Yeah, Jimmer's on the train.
Little
All
foreshadow.
right. Is that foreshadowing?
A little bit.
All right. You know what? We could do this all day long, but what we can't do all day long is ignore the fact that Aaron is here and we have to put him on the show. It's not that cold. Is everybody cold?
It's been colder.
It's been cold. You are
Yeah.
true.
The breeze is not as bad.
Right.
And you know what, though? No one's as cold as Little Chili because it's time for Q&A with Dubla. Aaron.
So
Hello.
there's a reason that
Scratching.
I left this seat open
Yeah?
because we need to fill it.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you like to introduce somebody?
I don't have a song.
It's all right. We got a
Oh,
song.
yeah, we got
for
a
you.
song.
Yeah, we got a song.
It's time for Q&A with Double A featuring the birthday boy, Scott Reynolds.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
to
dear
Scott Reynolds.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you. Thank
37th birthday yesterday. Congratulations.
37 years. Can't
Yeah.
even believe it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on and helping out with my segment.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. I don't know much like you guys. So
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We don't know anything.
Yeah.
Just read it.
We
My
just gotta make
segment
stuff
is
up.
always to try to make people look dumb. So that's
oh,
the
that'll
whole
work.
point.
Then.
I
That'll
like
work.
Jim's fact. We just make it up anyway. We can look smart as we want.
Nobody fact
This
checks
is all.
us.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I know players from a long time ago, so I'll just.
I feel like TikTok right
How
now.
about this weather, guys?
Hey, all right.
In the words of Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain, climate change, climate change.
Yeah, I heard him say that once at the Pink up in Buffalo before it burned.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Josh was there.
Yeah, he's always there.
All right. So the reason that I brought him on was I'd like to play a game, and we're going to play Password.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay. So the game, if somebody doesn't know, I'm going to give you a player or a term of football.
mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you a card that you're going to hold against your head, and the other guys can see it, but you can't. The other guys will then give you one word to describe that player or word to try to describe it so that you can guess it.
Don't look at the camera. That one.
Oh,
Anyway.
I could do that. Okay.
So the only caveat I said is that you can't use what the player played as a position.
Okay,
That-
so
that
you
would
can't,
get too
you can't
confusing.
say running back. Or,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just don't do that. Like
Yeah.
other than that, you can do
Can you
anything
team
else.
anything?
I think I think team will be okay
Here's
because
some
there's so
discretion,
many.
I guess.
There's so many players that play on a team.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
If we eliminate the position, I think we're okay.
I am going to suck it.
Okay.
Sterling Sharp.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right. So who wants to be the first to go?
I'll go.
Jimmer. This is amazing. Jimmer, don't look at the
Okay,
camera.
you guys, you
Do a little-
can't look
little-
at the camera.
Wait, do
All
it
right.
a little higher next time. Do you want him to do it again?
No, it's okay. It got done.
Okay.
All right, I can't look at the camera. So
Okay. All right.
All right. So first word.
Can it be if it's the team? Can it be 2 words?
No.
Okay.
Everything has to be one word. Yep.
Colts.
Anthony Richardson.
Commercials.
Peyton Manning.
All right.
Say yeah. Yep.
All right.
You got it.
So
Hey.
so now because his word was the one that got you the guess, he gets a point.
Hey.
You guessed, so you get 2 points.
Hey, all right. I like this game already.
All right. So now Billy goes next.
Okay.
You gave me 2 cards here, though, just so you know.
Oh.
I didn't look at the.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mock.
Good.
Yeah.
A little higher.
he's gonna have some really obscure
Good.
thing on my head.
Hey.
All right.
First word. 2.
Oh no.
I can only use 1 word.
Hang on. This is all current players? No, it's not. It's not
Doesn't
current
even have to
players.
be a player.
Okay. Okay. 2. Eli Manning.
Defense.
Patrick Surtain.
Back to Jim.
Score.
Safety.
Hey,
Hey,
there we go.
there it
How'd you
is.
get it from score?
Because
Two score. You
2
get 2
points.
scores for the
Safety.
safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
the reason I said
I went for position.
I think there was another card in there too, Aaron.
Yeah, I got it.
I went with Surtain because he said, oh, I forgot what did you say? 2. What did you say?
Defense.
Oh, Duvet because Surtain plays defense. All right, so Scott.
Scott's turn.
All right. Hope it's an easy one.
Oh.
Is it a hard one?
No, wow.
Who goes? Me?
Yeah.
Murder.
OJ.
No. Close.
Oh, what's his name?
Hang on. Ready? My turn?
Yep.
Ravens.
I can't think of his name. Suicide. Oh, other guy.
Oh, I see what you were thinking.
Yeah. What the fuck's his name? I can't think of it. I'll never get his name.
Okay.
What else?
What the hell's his name? He was acquitted.
What is there a word that you can get from his first name?
I was
Like a
gonna
clue.
without
I'm bad with names.
Sun.
Son?
Is it up in the sky?
Yeah.
Davis.
I don't know. What's his name?
Should we just give it?
You want to do one more word, or is
No,
that-
because I won't remember his
Okay.
name. I'm
All right,
bad.
go ahead and look.
Go ahead.
Ray Lewis. All right.
Alleged murder.
Yeah.
That was blood all over that
I can
limo.
only use one
acquitted.
word.
Acquitted.
Yeah, and his white suit. This is fantastic.
All right.
This is a fun game. I wish I wasn't bad at it.
No, I mean, what?
Good.
It's like Pictionary though. Sometimes, if you don't got it,
Yeah.
All right, who gets to go first this time? Scott.
Yep. Scott goes first.
Sunglasses.
Jim McMahon.
Murderer.
OJ.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go right straight.
No, I want to do this because he just said it.
Sunglasses.
Yeah, that's what he came to get his sunglasses. Don't you remember?
All right. Billy's turn, right?
Stop by the house to pick it. No,
Yeah.
he came to yes.
He brought her sunglasses. That was it.
All right, Jimmer, you go first.
Notre Dame. 2 words, but
Manti Te'o.
What the hell? I would have gone. I don't even know who that is.
That's a great. He was the guy who got.
I thought for sure somebody was going to have to go with the girlfriend.
that was going to be my next one. Imaginary.
He was the guy who got catfish.
Yeah.
Notre Dame
yeah,
linebacker.
that's what I
Oh,
thought.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going
All
to
right. I was going to say Ohio State actually at first, and I'm like, oh,
All right, Scott's turn, right?
yeah.
I'm not good at this game.
One word, right?
Yep.
Prayer.
Prayer. Oh, the pass. Hail Mary.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. You said you're not good at this.
Yeah.
Come
That
on.
was good.
That's a good clue, though.
This is Jim.
We definitely have to do this more, Aaron. That's
Yeah,
a
this is
great
good.
idea. So does Scott go then?
Yep, Scott's first.
Third down. Oh, that's 2 words.
I mean, that's a phrase.
3rd down. 4th down.
Shove.
Oh, they go for it on 4th down. Tush push.
Yeah.
I meant 4th down. Yeah, I blew it.
So we are to
Billy?
Oh.
No, I just said it.
Oh, okay.
Fun stuff.
Oh, no. Okay. How many more should I do?
Oh, come on.
Ready, Aaron?
Bus.
Jerome Bettis.
I was wondering if that one was going to be too easy.
Yeah, that's
that
the
was kinda
nickname
easy.
ones can be like
Yeah.
quick.
Let's see.
Yeah, but you got that Notre Dame one. Huh?
We got one for what are we doing, Scott this
Yeah.
time?
Yep.
Let's see if
For
we can
folks
get this.
playing at home, I hope you're enjoying as much as we are, or you've turned it off by now.
There's nobody.
Or if you're
playing
keeping
at home.
score at home.
I hope my dad's at least playing.
Everybody
at home.
went to get a sandwich.
Yeah.
Maybe Alessi loves it.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Staubach. Roger Staubach.
Can I hyphenate a word?
Sure.
Squirrel brains.
Squirrel brains.
Oh, well, we'll explain later.
Don't know.
Owner.
Oh, asshole.
Yes,
that's it. Yes. We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him.
We'll give it to him.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Very good.
There was a story a few weeks ago about Jerry Jones eating squirrel brains. Like that's what he survived on, and I can do it. Yeah, he
That
sucks.
must be why it looks so good.
Skeletor.
Jimmer?
Gosh, this is so much fun.
Oh. Jeez. What would be a good France?
I love it.
France. Picard, the Baltimore fullback.
Boise State.
State. France. Statue of Liberty?
Yeah.
All right.
I never would have got
so
that.
good.
I never would have got
That's
that.
so good. As soon as you said France, I was thinking of like someone, and I'm like, wait, who like famously ran the Statue of Liberty? Boise State.
All right.
Great job.
We're each
Does.
got one more here.
Okay. They're good.
Yep.
Am I holding it straight?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Insurance.
State Farm.
Dumb.
Travis Kelce.
Dumber.
Patrick Mahomes.
not Mahomes.
No, not Mahomes. Okay.
Can I say a team or anything?
Sure.
Okay, Patriots.
Insurance. Dumb and Dumber. Patriots. Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah!
Oh! The Dumb and Dumber. They're like that. Kind of threw me for a
Oh,
loop.
that's great. That's great.
All right, last one.
Is he an insurance guy?
Yeah, he does that American
Oh my
insurance or
God! Yes,
whatever.
at the Federal Navy Credit
Yeah.
Union.
Yeah, he wants to
for the
do-
viewers at home, if there's anybody even thinking about still watching. Ooh,
I'm gonna not get it right.
no. Bears.
Ditka.
Yes!
So good.
Yes!
That was good.
Great job, Scott. You're the hand for the birthday. All right.
That was
That
fun.
was fantastic.
Awesome.
That was great.
That worked out well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get an Emmy for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is that all, Aaron?
That's it.
All right, perfect.
All right.
Last night or yesterday afternoon, you had the Chiefs beat the Texans, which, well, it was a game. Last night, you had the number 1 seed, the NFC, Detroit Lions, get knocked off by the
Down.
Commanders, and Daniels and the Commanders looked fantastic. Their running backs the week before against Tampa Bay, 2.9 yards a carry, under the league average. Last night, 5.2 yards a carry. They played ball control against one of the best the best offensive team all season, kept them off the field, forced turnovers from Goff, which they come in
Multiplied.
yeah, and they come in swarms, but then he doesn't do them for multiple games. They looked like an absolute dominant team after that second quarter last night. Props to the Commanders. I mean, good for them. They're in the NFC title game first time since '93.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they await the winner of
Rams at Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Philadelphia giving 6.5. Biggest spread of the day.
hey, part one. No, that's it.
Rematch of a Week 12 game in LA, won by Philadelphia 37-20. In that game, Saquon Barkley, 255 yards rushing. Philadelphia as a team, 314 yards rushing. Last week versus Minnesota, the Rams had 8 players get at least a half sack. That's most by any team in a playoff game since sacks became a statistic in 82.
Wow.
Rams under head coach Sean McVay, 4-1 against the spread in road playoff games. So with that, I've been on the Rams bandwagon, but I'm going Philadelphia in a tight one.
I will say before we move on, Aaron, we were wrong again about Minnesota's defense.
Yep.
Yike caramba.
Yep.
And the Rams defensive line looked amazing.
I mean, you have to give a little bit of credence that they were short fielded
Oh, how many times?
4 times.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, that's hard to overcome.
Yeah.
I don't. So that's what I'm saying. I don't blame it all on them. It's hard to stop.
Yeah.
When your quarterback's just giving them the ball
Yeah.
over and over and
Over and over and over and over again. Yes, absolutely.
Anyhow, I was impressed by the Rams. I'm not sure how healthy is the Eagles quarterback,
Hurts.
He's good to go.
Good to go, yeah.
but 100%.
He wasn't on the
No, it
injury
hurts
report.
a
Let's put it
little.
that way.
So, anyways, Barkley wins this as they've been doing all year with a little bit of Hurts.
I think it's gonna be a blowout. I think
4.
Philadelphia.
All right.
Nice.
Didn't Barkley also cross the 300-yard threshold in that game? I believe he had.
And combined,
Yeah.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, enough receiving.
I don't
yards.
want them to win, by the way, but
I don't want Philly to win either, and I don't want the Rams to win either.
Predicting a tie?
No, because they
That's
can't.
impossible.
But it's hard to just like the game a couple weeks ago. They blew them out. Yada yada. It is still awfully hard to discredit what the Rams have done this last quarter of the season.
Yep.
And as good as they looked against the Lions, the Vikings lost 4 games this year total. 2 to the same team twice.
Yep.
Twice to the Lions, twice to the Rams. The Rams were left for dead. Obviously, they had a great game against the Bills. They won in a neutral site playoff game the other night.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pick the Rams, but Philly's just
It's
hard.
outdoors. It's cold.
Yes.
Right.
it's a
Philly
whole-
did look like crap in a win.
I
Green
know.
Bay and Philly both looked like junk last week.
I know.
Philly by half a point. I don't,
Half a rouge.
half a rouge. It's unfortunate that some team has to lose that game. I guess I'd rather want Philly to lose. But I don't want to see the Rams again. McVay's kind of annoying. Stafford's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Kyren Williams played at Notre Dame. Go Rams.
Puka Nakua is
Oh, he's fantastic. Oh, but we'll see. And I want to see Brown reading a book on the sideline again. That was very awesome. And he explained why he does that, to keep his mind right.
Can you believe that made it to the #1 on the bestseller list because of that?
Because of
yeah.
something about your inner self and
Yeah.
pictures
So
of
dumb.
mountains and whatever. Watch the football game, man.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I'm not reading books at work. It's because I can't read. Jimmer, all right. Possible game of the weekend. Ohio State, Notre Dame tomorrow night for the national championship game.
I think Ohio State just has too much. I'm going Ohio State, kind of low scoring. I'm going to say 20-17.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Low scoring. Notre Dame is going to give them a battle. It's probably going to be their best test of the year, I think. Ohio State pulls it out in the end.
So I hate Ohio State with all my heart. I hope they get absolutely demolished, but Ohio State is
So good.
Michigan beat them, but
Yeah, by the way.
and they acted like babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Ohio State's going to win 21-14, something like that.
Notre Dame 31, Ohio State 24. Riley Leonard has a superstar game, and they shut down the 3 NFL receivers on Ohio State's offense.
Great.
Notre Dame's defense, I think, though, is going to some people who have not watched them, they're going to be a little surprising to Ohio State, I believe. And I think Notre Dame's going to be just fine. They're going to win.
I hope so.
The Knights live on. Round tree. All right, Bills, Ravens. Let us have it.
Bills are getting a point. First time the Bills at home are not favored in 42 straight games. Last
that's
time
good.
they were not favored, week 17 of 2020. They were a 3-point underdog to Miami. Bills won 56-26.
The 50-burger game.
Buffalo 6-3 against the spread at home. Baltimore 6-3 against the spread on the road.
Oh.
Mentioned earlier, third time in the last 5 years, Baltimore has made the divisional round. They've lost the previous 2. The past 2 seasons, not including this past weekend's action, but the past 2 seasons, home teams 6-2 straight up in the divisional round with 2 losses. Buffalo. My deciding factor, home field. I'm going
Yeah, that's
Buffalo 27-24.
The only way that the Bills win this is if they get to the 30-point. I think that's possible. Their defense is good. They're much better than they were even the last time we played them. But also the offense is better.
Yeah.
Our offense has figured out how to run the ball against anybody
Yeah, and do
That's
it
good.
efficiently.
and do it
That's
efficiently. I wholeheartedly believe that we can win this, and it's going to be by 2 points, 31-29.
Well, I feel like whoever has the ball last is going to win. That's just how I feel.
Mhm.
I just think it's going to go tit for tat the whole. Am I allowed to say tit?
Yep, sure.
Okay.
But not tat.
No tap.
No, yeah, Tat. Oh, boy.
tit for tit.
Sorry,
Uh,
FCC.
I don't know. The Bills at home have been just good, and they're due. God bless it.
Yes.
And we can't smash Kansas City if we don't get there.
Yep.
So I'm gonna say we're gonna win by 7. I don't know what the score will be. It'll be pretty high though.
Good deal. Bills 9-0 at home this season has been a huge deal for them. Lamar Jackson, and I talked about it earlier. Last year, AFC Championship game, Ravens Chiefs. The Chiefs, now granted, the Ravens did not have Derrick Henry, and that's fine. But if the Bills, who historically have given up either big plays to Henry or nothing to Henry,
That's true.
if they can be on the nothing side of that, if Lamar has to throw the ball 40 times, that's a sign that the Bills are going to win the game.
Plus, Lamar has one of his best targets not there, right?
Correct. Zay Flowers is
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
He does have a lot of other weapons. 2 tight ends against the Bills' smaller defensive team because they play for speed could be tough. But as Jim alluded to earlier, first meeting this season, no Milano,
That's true too.
no Bernard, no best nickel slot in the game in Taron Johnson. speed can kill, and they have to use that to make up for their size disadvantage, which I think they will do. Sean McDermott will have his game of the year masterclass in this game defensively, him and Bobby Babich combined. I feel like the Bills are going to win the game 31-24.
All right.
I just feel that way. I have a good feeling about it, and I'll be damned if that's get crushed at 9:30 tonight. But that's the way it's roll the dice. It's the playoffs, baby.
Yep.
You got to do it. Make Lamar throw the football. The Bills will win the game. Go Bills.